Hello Booktube, this is Bookcase 12, Shelf 2. As I'd said on the first shelf, this is a bit of an eclectic mix, so it makes it a bit of fun. In this case we're going to do some New England type books, so let me get right into it. The first one is Tales of the New England Past. It's one of those castle books, compendium type things. It's from 1987 to 2002. These are reprints of basically articles from old magazines and things, reprinted. They're supposed to give you an insight into the life of living in New England in the past. So here we have from Harper's New Monthly Magazine, The Huntsman of the Sea, so it's probably about whaling. Harper's again, which is New England Village. I'm sure you can get these types of things in other regions of the country. But they're fun to sit down and just pick up a piece and read through it. Then we have New England Folklore. It's R.A. Bodkin. It's stories, legends, tall tales, traditions, ballads, and songs of the Yankee people. This is a revised edition. And it's Bonanza Books, New York. Excuse me. It's Bonanza Books, New York. And there's like the Catamount Tavern, which is over in Bennington, Vermont, where Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys used to meet up. So this is the same type of thing. It's a collection of small pieces. Maine's Woodland Terrors, Fog Yarn, Seagull Cliffs, Bride Brook. Things about Ethan Allen, The Fairies Who Didn't Stay, Driving a Witch Out of the Soap. So just old folklore stuff. Then another sort of standard work. This is Eric Sloane's America. You see a lot of that sort of collections of his stuff around. This is Promontory Press, written and illustrated by Eric Sloane. Eric Sloane's America. Contains the books America's Barns and Covered Bridges, Our Vanishing Landscape, and American Yesterday. Copyrights on the three were 54, 55, and 56. And it looks like this one... They don't really... Oh, 1982 is when they put them together here. So there's a... We have a lot of covered bridges around here. One on one yesterday was a doozy. Well, it wasn't the covered bridge that was a doozy. It was the dirt road that was hanging on the side of the mountain before you got to the covered bridge that was a bit of a doozy. It's about a car width and a half. And I was on the outside half looking down when the pickup was coming the other way. It'll make you sit down and think a little bit before you can close your eyes and go past them. Then we have here Life in an Old New England Country Village, an Old Sturbridge Village book by Catherine Fennelly, Thomas Crowell and Company, New York. And this is from 1969. Then we go on to a writer I really enjoy. Gladys Tabor, Still Meadow Calendar, a country woman's journal. Illustrated by Sidoni Corn. You used to see these things around all the time. J.B. Lippincott Company, Philadelphia, New York, and it was from 1967. And let's see what it says here. Here's the first report from Still Meadow in 5 years. So it's a New England type country woman's journal, and I love it. And then I found this old book of hers also, Gladys Tabor, Especially Spaniels. This is a charming little volume. McCrae Smith Company, Philadelphia, with photographs by Jill, who is Eleanor S. Mayer. And this is from 1945. It's a wartime book. So, look at that. And you can see it's a wartime book. Not only does it tell you, but you'll see this symbol here. So I just started chapter 2. Most of what I have learned about spaniels came the hard way, through experiment and experience. Let's see, I guess so the paper on this, being wartime paper, is not going to be the best by any means. Look at that. By any means. But it's a lovely little volume, and I enjoy it. Then here, Red House, being mostly accurate account of New England's oldest continuously lived-in house by Sarah Messer. I really enjoyed it. I found this to be a fascinating study of a single house. This is Viking, and it came out in 2004. Quite a story, quite a house. So if you can find this and you're interested in that sort of thing, it's a good read. Then this is one of the Yankee Magazine publications. This is Southwest by West of Cape Cod by Llewellyn Howland. The classic evocation of New England shore, sea, and islands from Point Judith to the head of Buzzards Bay. And I spent some of my Coast Guard career in that area of the world. Introduction by John Rosemary. Illustrations by Lois Darling. And this came out 1987 by Yankee. But originally, it's a reprint of originally published in '47. So, a little bit of a coastal story. Then Maine Coast and Islands, Key to Great Destinations. Gosh, I lived many years in Maine. Explorer's Guides. This is by Christina Tree and Nancy English. The Countryman Press, Woodstock, Vermont, which is right up the road here. 2013. So it's a travel guide, and for us living here in Vermont, getting up to Maine is a pretty easy run, so we spend a lot of time up there. Then we have here Lighthouses Handbook, New England, the original Lighthouse Field Guide by Jeremy d'Entremont, historian, American Lighthouse Foundation. My wife really enjoys lighthouses. I've spent a lot of time around them myself. This just came out in 2008, Cider Mill Press book. So we've been to a lot of the New England lighthouses and some of the others up and down the East Coast of the United States. And I've been to many of them in the Pacific Northwest also. Some of them accessible only by boat. So, something we enjoy. And then here's a New England author from half a century ago, I guess. Edward Rowe Snow. And I ran into his books as a young man and loved them. I only have one right now, and it's a reprint. Again, with an update by Jeremy Entremont, the same one who did the Lighthouse book, with a foreword by Kenneth Black. And this is the Lighthouses of New England. It's a Snow Centennial Edition, Edward Rowe Snow. And you can see him right there. He's quite a New England character. He used to be the flying Santa Claus. He'd get in his little private plane and bring gifts to the people out on the lighthouses. It's originally published in '45, renewed in '73, and this is a 2002 copy. It's actually quite nicely done. So the Owl's Head Light, there's a walkway. We just did that one last year, I think. Here's Isle of Shoals Lighthouse on White Island. It's pictures from the 1880s. And he does stories about each of these places. So it's Duxbury Pier, Bug Light. Right there. So this is nicely illustrated. Give you an idea of some of this stuff. So that does it with shelf 2 of bookcase 12. That was some lighthouses, some New England history, and we'll move right along. Thank you, BookTube.